figured out?
For this week?
Yeah.
Yeah, barely.
First page I had problems with.
I don't understand it. I was hoping that we could talk about that. And did anybody understand how, like, I'm glad that they had the answers because I spent like 2 hours trying to figure out how to get the valuation.
I can't even figure out where the things is.
It's on the last tab of the exercise.
Can you guys hear me at all?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Just making sure these earphones work.
Where it says exercise solution is where it has the answers.
Am I not? Which one's this supposedly? Which?
The TEM exercise. The spreadsheet that we're supposed to download.
Oh, I didn't see a solution.
It's like there. Do you see the class prep worksheet tab and then definitions?
Yeah.
And then the very last tab. Yeah, maximize your screen. You're probably not seeing all of the tabs.
Heavens.
I couldn't see it.
Here it is. Okay.
It's right there, Rex.
Yeah. I just seen definitions. I thought that was the last one. And I'm just dying, man. It keeps saying, well, you can go check your answers. And I'm like, where? Oh, God.
Where do I check?
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I'm not a happy camper now, but hey, I am now, I guess.
But think how much more you learned.
Yeah. Like the other page, it was pretty easy, man. You know, you get to the ownership and all that. I can figure that stuff out.
Yeah. But I don't understand. I don't understand it. Like if they didn't have the answers, there's no way I could have figured it out. Did either of you guys know how to do that? Anybody else?
No.
On the first page.
Like the VC return requirements?
Oh yeah, I didn't understand that at all.
I didn't either.
I understood the rest of the pages, but
not
the first one.
How about you, Don?
You guys keep cutting in and out. Let me see if.
Oh, man. That's where I was having problems. I was doing 1 times 30% instead of plus. Dang it.
I don't know if you guys can hear me, but I'm going to go ahead and get out and then get back in.
Hear you fine. Okay. Sound good.
So Rex, were you able then to figure, except for the times they get by the rate of return, were you able to get it to the power of 5? Like, did you know that was supposed to be there?
To the 5th power?
Yeah.
Well, they were going 5 years, weren't they?
Mm-hmm.
So that's why you do the 5th power.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. It does. Like I couldn't figure it out, and then I went back and reread the. I don't know. F8. The investment times 1 plus.
Yeah,
it makes sense.
And it's like, holy smokes! What am I doing wrong?
Yeah.
I think I got about 12 new gray hairs.
Oh, that's funny.
I'm like, I'm going to be worthless in this discussion because I can't figure this first page out.
So because I think we can fill out this sheet together. So if we start with question 1, let's see, actually, did you guys think that which one do you think they should do? The BzzAgents one or the VCs?
I think BzzAgents.
That's what I thought too.
Mm-hmm.
They're okay, yeah. As far as their term page,
mm-hmm.
Yeah, they just give up too much control.
That's what I said.
I mean, money's great and everything, but in the end, yeah.
But and I even thought that they don't really need the money. Like, they said that they were able to fund all of their operating expenses with the revenue they already had.
Right. Yeah. Their only reason they're doing the investors is because they wanted the connections.
Right.
And they
it's-
want to scale as fast as possible too.
And did
Because
they?
all the little nasty copycats.
Right. Right.
I mean, they wanted to stomp. I mean, they wanted to get out there way in front before any copycat could get any traction. You know, and they were talking about their competitors.
Hmm. Yeah. All right, Dylan, you back? Is that better?
Yeah, that's better.
Okay. We were just talking about the which one we would recommend, either the VCs or just keep their original term sheet.
Yeah. What'd you guys think about that? Like, I didn't see tons of difference between them, but
Other than control.
Yeah, that was what we were just saying, is that if they kept with it, they weren't giving up as much control.
So,
Okay, so if we go to the second tab
in
here.
the end, I always like the control over the
Mhm.
money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree.
If it's
Yeah,
not
if
too
it-
far off.
Yeah. If it was a little startup where they weren't sure what they were doing and they needed the help, a more experienced one that's going to take more control. But
And the one that I
They-
liked
they're-
the best was C. And he's like, I don't think I can get along with those guys.
Right.
The whole time I'm like,
Mhm.
this is the one they should take. And then he says, then I read that and it's like, I doubt they're going to take them. Because they had both Silicon Valley and Boston.
Right.
So
Yeah.
lots of connections across the nation.
So when we look at the growth like the required revenue growth, you know, the 59.1% versus the 67.7%, does that change your view on which term sheet is more favorable?
No.
I don't, me either. It doesn't seem like a big enough difference to change.
Yeah, it's pretty marginal.
That's under 8%.
Yeah.
Where's that 8%?
Hmm.
Make the math work. Okay, it is. It's 8.6. Big deal.
Okay, hold on one second. I'll be right back.
I want to get to the right one.
So, what page are we on here?
We're doing the case discussion. Right?
Oh, okay.
We're going down that little question and answer sheet.
Okay.
get to.
So the one that starts with what does BzzAgent do? What need is being met?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool.
And they're online marketing. There. How about that? That's what they do.
Well, they do word of mouth marketing, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the people that they're using, they kind of get them to do it for free, more or less, because the prizes that you can win are probably donated by the company they're doing the advertisement for.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's why you have a nice profit margin.
Probably seen those reviews on like Amazon where it says, you know, I reviewed this product in exchange for my true and honest opinion, stuff like that. I've seen those in the reviews quite a bit. So sometimes it's just a really good discount on something.
I was listening to somebody that actually signed up for them. And I guess you got to do a whole bunch of surveys before they start sending you products to test and stuff. They want to know what you like, what you don't like, you know, which is kind of smart. That way you get more positive reviews.
Right.
You know? What am I trying to find? Man, there's a lot of exhibits in this thing. And they're long exhibits. There it is. Want to find table B. Okay, so you got 6 members. One Series B representative versus 2. One Series A representative versus 1. The 2 other people, mutually agreement independent, chosen by Series B. So you don't get to choose that guy. So dividends none versus annual 7% cumulative dividends payable upon liquidation. So that's kind of your 8%, 8.6% right there.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
You're losing control and you're really not gaining any of that. Although you would be getting some dividends your own self. But still, control. So, what makes them successful?
They have a good model. They have a really good business model.
Hey, man.
Simple.
You look at that table A.
Say it's not too complicated, which is good.
Yeah, and they can do it really cheaply as well.
Yeah.
220 and, you know, they're netting 55,000. That's a nice 25% profit margin.
Turn off your show. Good night.
That's after they pay staff and everybody. So, yeah, that's not too bad. As a group, well, discussed. Oh, we're table 8, table 5. Okay, that's where we're at. Okay. How profitable is BzzAgent? Table 8 says they're very profitable.
Says they're doing good.
Yeah, $55,000 a contract. Yeah, ad campaign. Get a few of those, and you got pretty good net profit for the year. I mean, because they're more or less paying themselves. Creativity, $8,000. Copy, $3,000. Printing, $25,000. Shipping, $25,000. Products, $4,000. So total direct costs are $65,000. Approximate gross profit is $155,000, or 70%. Operating expense, staff, $75,000, and G&A, $25,000. So total operating, $100,000. Net profit, $55,000.
Yeah, I'd say they're doing pretty good.
I like that kind
Yep.
of idea.
Mm-hmm.
Sign me up.
That's why I still don't understand. I mean, I get wanting the connections, but why? I looked at their their client list, and they had a really good client list. Why do they feel they need more?
No, it's humongous. It's huge now.
They just wanted to expand faster, grow faster. They saw the growth potential of the company, and they wanted to make sure that they had the biggest piece of the pie.
Right.
That's what I thought was they seen those nasty little copycats coming in, and they're like, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Anyway,
But is that a good reason to take funding and give up control of your company?
if you can
I don't know
scale-
that it is.
If you can scale, I mean,
Yeah.
let's go on. Calculate the growth from beginning of 2002 to the end of 2004, and from the beginning of 2002 to the end of 2006. How do you determine the growth? So, what I got 33,700 $134. Let me look at my exhibit 5, where I was grabbing that number from.
Where did you come up with those numbers?
It's in exhibit 5.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to remember which numbers I used for that. This is such a big, bulky case.
I know. When I printed it off, I was like,
You know. Page after page.
Okay.
It's only 31 pages.
I was doing total assets. So here's how I did. I did total assets. Does that sound like a very reasonable thing? So December 31st of 2002, they had 33,734 in total assets. Then on September 30th, 2005, they had 3,763,833 in total assets. Then their forecasting for December 31st of 2006 was going to be 7,578,326. That's a doubling. So then if you go to, what is it, page 20, I believe, and look at their revenue on exhibit 5. So the revenue, you got gross profits. No, we want to look at revenue. Let's look at total revenue. December 31st, 2002, $59,042. 9 months ending September 30th, 2005, $1,242,325. Then you forecast out to December 31st of 2006. Wait, I got my numbers up, didn't I?
do you use
5,204,435. So I was looking at something else. I think I was looking at operating expenses. So you go from $5,204,435 to forecasting a year and 3 months later, $19,767,292. Almost 380% increase.
That's crazy.
That is.
That's why.
So do you use total cost, or do you use gross profit when you're figuring out the growth rates, or do you just do assets, or which is the best one to use?
Well, that question, it says how satisfied are you with the revenue growth?
Okay, got it. And then operating margin, right?
So I'm looking at, they're going to be just jumping something fierce just from the end of September 30th, 2005 to their forecasted 15 months later. That's going to be a 380% increase in revenue.
That's crazy.
So, yeah, you might want to do the 10 million bucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
If you can increase, by 380% in 15 months, that's your 10 million right there already back. And then some. So, so then your gross profits, you look down there and your gross profits going to be 15 million. $322,292 is what they're projecting.
That's crazy.
So, yeah.
Not a bad day.
Yeah.
Not bad at all.
So, are you satisfied with that kind of operating model? Probably.
Hi.
So if BzzAgent can grow and profitable, why are they raising money now? Can they successfully succeed without the venture funds?
Yeah.
I think they can. I think it can, but I think this, yeah, I think the connections they're getting would be so much more help too.
Because you look at the revenue from, 2000, December 31st, 2002, 59,042. Not even 3 years later, they're up to 5,204,000.
Oh, I see. I actually really like to see that.
Are you guys hearing a lot of feedback?
Yeah.
But some people like they
Just like jobs, is that what you say?
that just join.
Dallin, do you have people in the room with you? Ah, there we go. I think Dallin, that's better. That's better.
Yeah,
Okay.
There's a little party going on.
So, I mean, yes, they can succeed without, but their growth might be limited. They won't be scaling as much in growth. So that's what I put down.
Yeah, but I don't think it's enough to justify the. I mean, we're like, what were we talking, like 8%?
That was the 8% between the two choices.
Oh, we're talking about growth rate. Never mind.
But we're talking about, do they need the VC funds now?
Oh, I don't think so.
Succeed without them? Yeah, I think they can, but they're not going to go very fast. So that leads to the next question. What role does the timing play with this decision?
Well, I think also just kind of going back to, can they succeed without the VC funds? They're trying to get out ahead of their competitors, but they're also, what if their competitors go with these venture capitalists? Are we going to be left in the dust?
Right.
That's a good point.
So that may be something that they're looking at as well.
That's a good point.
Absolutely. That's a good point. I didn't even think of that one. So.
But they were like, there was only 4 main competitors, right, at the time that they started this, and they seem to be the biggest one.
They were the biggest, and they wanted to stay the biggest.
Right.
Kind of what I got, and some weren't. Some wasn't quite the same model. Where they were word of mouth, and one was kind of like online stuff.
Right.
Right. One was a straight online forum.
And was that the bigger of the 3 competitors that they listed?
No, I don't think so. I think it's like the second. But they were also, well, there was one that was aimed more for teenagers, but they were also looking at launching with a moms group, which
Yep. And so, that's another reason why they wanted to, because they figured they could hit all those areas ahead of them if they got the money.
Yeah.
So, I got the copycats. I mean, copycats. They wanted to just be scaled before the copycats could get any traction. They want to be so far ahead that they couldn't get the thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so next question: how much money does BzzAgent need? Page 1 says. Second paragraph.
10 million.
Planning to raise money. Hoped around 10 million. That's what I put.
Yep.
Kind of funny how that's what they use in their little term sheet, 10 million.
They knew what they needed. And that's why I don't think they should take the other money anyways, because they know what they need. There's no reason to go above that.
Right, and lose control.
Yeah, honestly, I think it'd be kind of pointless to go with the other one.
I mean,
and also
just
just looking,
they got the biggest cachet. That's their one advantage.
yeah.
Yeah.
But can that cachet overcome the chemistry?
And
I don't think so.
young hungry guys, they have that's where they lacked. It was the biggest downfall of Firm A was the cachet. They labeled them at 9, but everything else was the highest. Next was added value was 4.
Right.
They were 1, and 2 in effort.
Yeah.
Firm C, they seen it having more effort than A. So I mean, that's pretty dang good. And see where they came in when the added value, they came in 4th behind Firm G and was H and G, and then Firm B. And then they were right behind them. So yeah, they looks good. I don't know, when I was reading this stuff, Firm B, and I got to see, I'm like, yeah, they should go with these guys. And I was brokenhearted. And I read another paragraph. It's like, oh.
Yeah, but like the value added though was an 11. Like that's the worst for Firm C. Like that's what they were looking for. They were looking for the value that they would bring. So I mean, Firm C doesn't make any sense.
Yep, and
Right.
that crushed me. But I wasn't looking at that table. I was just reading what it said there, and then it's like, well, Firm C seemed like a strong fit on paper. It really felt quite connected with the lead partner on the deal. So
Yeah.
that can be bad. We found that out on the last one.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
even though I argued that to the bitter end. Okay, so now we're to the spreadsheet part.
And we talked about this at the beginning already.
Right, did we want to open it and start filling it out, or have you got it filled out, or?
I do.
I've got mine filled out.
I filled mine out.
I printed mine and then put it on paper because I was having such a hard time with it.
So did you get yours all filled out then or no?
Well, I haven't filled it out yet, but I will have it filled out. Now that I know I got all the equations,
Mm-hmm.
and the solving thing,
Yeah.
Makes it a lot easier.
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
I'll wait till I get home so I can have it on my hard drive at home.
Okay. So if we skip that, because we already talked about kind of all of that.
Mhm.
And then if we go, I guess we could start at number 9 then. Why is the price per share of the VC term sheet very close to that of the VC term sheet, but the value to current shareholders is different?
I think a lot of it is because the percentages are changed on ownership.
Right.
When you go, let's see, option pool 8% versus 17%. That kind of cuts into your, I mean, that's a difference of 9%.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And I mean, the difference of like the ownership rate, like the 20 to 23.1%, that also that puts into the difference of the price per share.
Yeah.
It's 3% isn't that big of a deal. So, when you're talking $10-15 million.
True.
So, yeah. Let's see. So which number is more important to you as a founder?
I'd say the value to current shareholders.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
yeah. Because what are you? You're a current shareholder.
Yeah. And then which one is more important to you as a Series A investor?
The price
What
per
we-
share, because that's what they're buying is shares in it, right? I mean, that's where their investment's going towards.
Well, the A series investors, that was the angel investors already, wasn't it? Because they decided to make this a B series investment. So you're going to have, so they'll still be the current shareholders. So it'd be the same, wouldn't it?
Mm,
I thought they were labeling this the Series A.
Yeah, I thought there were some typos in there, but I wasn't sure.
Let me go back to it real quick.
Okay, in a cutting move, Balter decided to market the company's first real investment round as a Series A rather than the seed round it really was, hoping to raise $500,000. So Rex was right. It is from the angel investors, the Series A.
okay.
That's on page 7, the first paragraph.
So,
So which number is more important to you then as the Series A investor? The first one to go in?
I'd say the price per share.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I would say price per share.
yeah, I agree with that.
Mhm.
Yeah. Because you're looking at how much of a portion of the company can you get for your dollars,
Right.
because you know you're going to raise that value.
Okay, so if we go then to the class prep worksheet page, based on your analysis of the term sheet and the VC term sheet, has your opinion of which term sheet to accept changed?
Not really. Yeah.
No, I wouldn't say so.
Okay, so which proposal would you recommend that Balter accept?
The one that Kavanaugh made.
Their original one, yeah.
Say the original.
Mm-hmm.
Like we said before, just kind of keep things simple.
And it got exactly what they wanted.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and also keep in mind, vendors are going to be out for an extended period of time, so they want to keep it simple and quick.
Mm-hmm.
And if they go with the new proposal, then there's going to be all sorts of headaches involved.
Yeah,
Right.
True.
Right.
I mean, sometimes when you're offered more than you want, it's not a good thing.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And I say go with firm A.
Yeah.
They scaled best anyway on the list. So
Yeah.
Okay, so then the second question is, the VC term sheet describes a more investor-friendly board. How much valuation would you give up in the VC term sheet in exchange for getting the board structure initially proposed by BzzAgent? I didn't understand that question.
well, I think that's if you go with the other guys
That's
and you renegotiate things.
Yeah.
okay. Change for the board.
But I could be wrong. That's kind of the way I was taking that question.
So how much valuation then would you give up in the VC term sheet in exchange for the board structure in your original proposal? So let's go back and see. So the board on the BzzAgent term sheet was 1 Series B representative, 1 Series A, Balter, Kavanaugh, mutually agreeable independent, and then a current vacant slot available for 1 or more mutually agreeable independent. And then the VC term sheet was 2 Series B representatives, 1 Series B, Balter, Kavanaugh, and an independent, chosen by Series B.
That's another thing I don't like either, because who's the Series B? It's the VC, it'd be the VC term guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So the question is, how much valuation would you give up in the term sheet in order to get the board that you wanted on your BzzAgent term sheet?
Well, are they looking for like a dollar amount? Because if so, then isn't it like, well,
No, never mind. I'm not sure.
I think they're asking what value, like dollar amount. So like right now, the pre-money valuation is 40 million on the BzzAgent term sheet, and the venture and the VC term sheet is 50 million. I think that's what they're asking.
Yeah. So is it worth giving up 10 million for that? I would say yes.
To get to get the board that you wanted.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think so in the long run, for sure.
It's true.
Because I like their term sheet a lot better than the VC's.
Yeah.
Right.
I would give up all that.
Once more emergency.
Perfect.
Listen to us casually saying, "Oh yeah, I'd give up 10 million."
As I say, it's like it's hard for me to say it now, but I'm sure it makes sense to them.
Because it's not just that, it's that option pool too. I don't like the option pool where they're saying, we'll move that from 8 to 17.
Yeah.
Is everybody still on?
Yeah. Sorry, I was just
Okay.
typing in my answer.
So I'm trying to find where that question is.
It's on the class prep worksheet, number 2, like on the class prep tab.
Oh. I didn't print that out. That's why I'm like, what the heck?
Okay, the last question is, the BzzAgent term sheet described a planned distribution of approximately 3 million to management and current investors immediately prior to the transaction. What is your opinion of the merits of such a distribution? From Walter's perspective, from the VC's perspective. BzzAgent term sheet distribution of 3 million to management. Okay, so I think from Balter's perspective, what they want to do is let their management and investors know that they, even though they're getting this valuation or getting more money, they're still interested in keeping them happy so that they don't jump ship. And so they're not like, hey, there's another, I don't know, I could be wrong on that, but.
I think they may be concerned about the dilution of their shares. And so the 3 million, I think, would go to kind of help smooth that over a little bit.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, that does.
Kind of like with the Yieldx case from last week, where, you know, yes, okay, so you're getting less shares, but we're going to give you some cash to go with it.
Oh, I see.
So.
Called butter the bread for you.
But yeah, maybe even put a little jelly on it.
Yeah, it'd be sugar here. Not the sugar-free jelly either, man. This is the good stuff.
Okay, so from the VC's perspective.
I said that from the VC's point of view, it would seem like kind of a waste of money that could be going to building the business. But I don't know.
Yeah, I think probably because like they're getting 10 million anyways, and then 3 of that right away is going to the investors, or I mean to the management. So I would be, if I was a VC, I'd be like, then why do you need my money?
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Good point.
Mm-hmm.
Unless they could say, hey, you know, yeah, they want some of the bread buttered here.
Right.
Because they kind of put it up for a bid. It's like, hey, we want to know who wants us the most.
And they were forthright about what they were doing with it. It's not like they were keeping it a secret. But
well, and I think that's pretty common business practice too. To do that as part of an investment, to just, okay, so part of this money is going to go to pay these people that have just been struggling along without earning a decent living, which of course is not the case here because they've been making a good money. But
right.
Now they're really going to make good money.
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay, so did we do like number 11, the create the Word document for your group?
We haven't yet. We have to read that B
Oh, okay. That's right.
capital.
Okay.
Holy cow, it's 4 pages long. So maybe we should read this on our own and then meet for like a half an hour on Thursday, because it's 4 pages long.
So I just
Yeah, I
clicked
think
on it and it said there's no page there.
Did you take the quiz yet? You have to take the poll.
You have to take the poll.
Okay,
So,
that's fine.
Let's see. After serious contemplation, Dave Balter decided to follow the advice of the chairman and sent a proposal. Okay, that's roughly the same. So let's do the ranking criteria. Unfortunately, while Balter and Kavanaugh had succeeded in getting multiple VC firms to make offers on similar terms, this made it difficult to select the selection process. In an effort to call the list, they put up some structure around the process, and Walter created a set of criteria based on which they thought should judge the VC firm's effort, chemistry, domain, expertise, cachet, value as a partner. Walter explained these criteria. And I think we already read that.
this was all it looks like they redid their valuation for firm C. I'm looking at it. On this case, they get a 4.6, and they add in firm D, which gets a 4.8. So it looks like the only difference in this, they add firm D. So I guess we could read firm D and then go from there, because firm D isn't in the original case. But everything else is the same. So firm D, they said, like firm C, firm D was long established with 20 years of history, operating out of offices in both Silicon Valley and Boston, with a substantial reach within the technology community. This is the same thing.
Yeah, I actually already read this. It's basically like the same thing.
So is there anything different?
I think the next steps down at the very bottom is different.
Great one.
Well, in the original case, we didn't get a firm D, so.
True.
Okay, so as a group, we can decide which offer we will take. So I can pull up a document and type it up real quick as we're talking about it. And then we could just submit it and be done with this class for the week.
I still like firm A.
I do too.
Yeah, I do too.
The thing about I like firm A is they rank high in all of its criteria except for cachet. And firm D, they're 8 versus 9.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, they're 1, 2, 2, 8, and then added value 11 versus 4.
Right.
So firm B,
Yeah.
they're only a 3 in added value versus a 4. And the only thing they rank really well in is cachet and chemistry. But I mean, when you got 2, 1, 1, 9, and 4, cachet can be built. The only reason why they don't have the cachet is because they're a young company. And weren't they a Boston-based company too?
Yep. Well, East Coast.
East Coast.
Yeah, so I mean, I think they're going to get along with the Boston-based company really well. Sweet.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's why their chemistry is
That-
number 1.
Also wanting to be involved and helpful. Also, he's worked for one of the companies the chairman had founded, and they knew him and trusted him.
Yep.
Okay, so they will get
Yeah,
along well with the
idea.
company, and they said they wanted to be involved. And what was it? They wanted to be involved in what?
And helpful as he could be.
Helpful.
They also felt a strong connection to the general partners.
Connection to general partners. I knew they'd worked well together. What else?
I I realize I've been talking this whole time and my microphone's been muted. Like the whole time. That's
That
awesome.
sounds like a move I would make.
I swear, I'm not just like sitting back here.
I wonder why the lips are moving, but the
Yep, that'll do it.
yeah.
I'm like, nobody's ever saying anything after I say something. Now that makes sense.
That is funny.
Because every once in a while I see your lips moving, I'm like, oh, he's miming.
Just a weirdo.
That little, I watch little boxes, you know, and like.
No, it's actually not us that he has plugged into those earphones. It's his it's Pandora or something.
That's
Singing along.
Singing along. Yeah.
kind of rap music are the kids listening to these days? Okay.
And see, the thing I feel, that cachet, the only reason why it's not high is because they're so new.
Right.
Yeah, you got a good point there. And I mean, yeah, I think it's always easy for us to look at like what people have right now, but like the company is also looking towards the long term, and within a few years, like the cachet will probably be built up, and they'll have somebody with good cachet who they work really well with. So I think it's the best choice for the long term.
Yeah.
A young company. Okay, so I'm just typing this up as we're all going. And okay, the only reason why the cachet is low is because they're a relatively young company, but we feel over time with a partnership with BzzAgent, their cachet will increase and become more valuable. Okay. Let me read this to you guys. And you can. It says it's supposed to be a short document. What do we think that means?
Brief, a paragraph.
Okay, so I said we agree that we should take firm A's offer. We like them as they rank highest for all criteria except for the cachet. They will get along well with the company, and so they wanted to be involved and as helpful as they could be. I'll go in and make this better, but
The average would be a 2 if you took cachet out of the equation.
the average would be a 2.
Yep.
They said they felt a strong connection to the general partners and knew they'd work well together. And they are knowledgeable in the customer and technology industry. The only reason why the cachet is low is because they're a relatively young company, but we feel over time a partnership with BzzAgent, their cachet will increase to become more valuable.
And if you take the highest off the other ones, you know, like firm B, if you take their 5 off, they still got a 5, a 3, that's 8 already, so they're already past that. And it could be 12. Firm C, you take off their 6, they still got another 6. So you got 10, 17 on that one. Firm D, if you take their 11 off, you got 3, 5. Firm D, you got. Come on, I'm having problems here. With my mind working.
Okay.
Yeah, you still got 10, you got 13 on theirs. So, I mean, firm A's got an 8. If you take off the highest added value, I mean, the highest ranking they had, just go to 4 instead of 5, but you use their 4 best. Firm A is going to have an 8, and all the rest are going to be the closest, I think, is a 12. Which would be
Right.
Wow.
They're having a get along well with the company and said.
That's just an abstract way to look at things. You know, if you're looking at it and saying, hey, what if you took off the worst category in each one? What would their ranking be? You know.
And what was, I mean,
Right.
the whole point in them getting to raise money was, what was it? What did they say that they wanted the reason was for this?
Well, a big part of it was for connections, and so cachet is a big,
Mm-hmm.
but I think they make up for it in everything else.
And I like Rex's point that it can be gained
And the thing is, we're talking about, this is the cachet as the company, but the individuals that form this company, they probably have all kinds of connections.
Right.
Because they, even their president or whatever had a connection with these guys.
Yeah.
Right.
So their management team.
So if you look at too narrowly and say, well, their cachet stinks, that's because they're a new company. But the people that's working for them, a lot of those guys aren't new. They've been in the business for years. So we're talking about corporation cachet versus personal cachet.
Okay, I'm putting that in here.
Yeah.
My own personal
I think that's a really,
cachet,
really good point.
which will be a valuable asset to the BzzAgent. Okay, which will be a valuable asset to the BzzAgent company. To BzzAgent, let me just do that. Okay. Okay, this is what I have. We agree that we should take Firm A's offer. We like them as they rank highest for all criteria except for the cachet. The only reason why the cachet is low is because they are a relatively young company. However, over time, with BzzAgent as a partner, their cachet will increase and become more valuable. The people within the do we know what the within the firm within Firm A have been in business for years and have their own personal cachet, which will be a valuable asset to BzzAgent. Walter and Kevin have felt they will get along well with the company, who said they wanted to be involved and as helpful as they could be. They felt a strong connection to the general partners and knew they'd work well together. They are knowledgeable in the consumer technology industry.
Yep, I like that.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, I like that
Yep.
too.
I like it.
All right, well, I will submit this then, and we are done with this
We're
class.
done, everyone.
Yay!
Wonderful.
Now we just got our case brief to do, don't we?
We don't have to do a case brief. You just have to submit the
For a
spreadsheet.
law class. I almost signed up for your group in the law class.
Oh, did you? Do we
Yeah.
have an assignment this week for that?
Yeah, there's a case. It's a big, nasty, long one.
It's an individual group, an individual assignment.
It sounds like a case, another 40-pointer.
In 424?
Yep.
I think it's individual.
I gotta get going, guys, but I'll see you guys later.
All right, thanks.
Bye.
Good night.
Because